Yo, what's up, guys? Yes, okay, I know you hate that one, that's why I do it. But anyway, today I will talk about the Mazda MX-30. But before I do that, I will explain a little bit how stuff works when a new model is introduced. In the past few years, I started attending some of these press events and stuff, and I've seen how it works, so let me explain. First, when a new model is born, they're usually shown at some motor show, if it's in Frankfurt or Tokyo or somewhere, somewhere important. They will show this wonderful concept car, okay? And then I guess after several years there will be a prototype, a more production-ready car that looks completely different than the concept car. The cool wheels, the cool doors just disappeared. Okay, and then eventually, when they have some production going on, pre-production or something, then they will invite press people, and usually they invite the press and influencers like me to a place nice and warm in Spain, in southern Italy, or somewhere where you don't have snow, ice, Colgate, rain, nothing like that. Yes, you see where this is going. And then, okay, that's only for press people, right? And then usually you get to drive the car at least for half a day, a couple of hours. They pay for everything. They pay for hotel, for flight, for everything. They usually have some presentation and stuff. And the actual driving part could be just a couple of hours or whatever. It depends, I guess, on the event. And that's it. So most of the time I don't have the opportunity to test it properly or find flaws with the car because, yeah, I have limited time and I don't have time to charge it. I don't have time to expose it for the elements and all that. And eventually there will be some kind of public event. Then they invite anyone, not just press people. Anyone can join this event. And usually there are lots of people attending it. So then many times you're not allowed to touch the car or sit in the car. And that's just how it is. I guess that's what it was when I went to the Mustang event, Mach-E. I was actually invited to it before, but then I was not there. I was in Thailand, unfortunately. Otherwise it would be great. And the same with the Mazda MX event. It was the public event I went to. Unfortunately, I don't have any connection with Mazda, so they never invited me to the press event that probably happened last year before New Year. And then eventually there will be press cars available. Eventually when the car manufacturers send out cars for test drive, whatever, then we can borrow a press car, and then I can borrow it for a longer period of time, just like the MG ZS EV I borrowed recently. And then at the end of I guess before it starts, then you get customer cars delivery, and then cars start rolling out. So yes, just a little bit of background so you understand what's going on, with all these cars. And today I went on the public event that anyone can attend. So unfortunately, I was not able to touch the car, sit in the car, not even touch the exterior of the car. There were people guarding all over the place there. So that is a bummer, because if I would attend the press event, I will be able to at least drive the car and sit in it and knock on all the panels like I always do. But at least I think I got a little bit of some impression of how that car is. So they told me that this is a handmade prototype. So don't expect anything to be like this in a production car. Okay, well, that's fine. We couldn't even see the trunk. They didn't want to open the trunk. So we've seen this before with the Byton. Same there. In the beginning, we couldn't see the trunk. And okay, let me walk you through the specs, by the way. It's a 35.5 kilowatt-hour battery, and it's supposed to have about 200 kilometers of VLTP range. I expect about 160 kilometer of winter range, and it supports 50 kilowatt fast charging, up to 50 kilowatt only. So 0 to 80% is supposed to take about 40 minutes, and I work out that The average speed is about 38 kilowatt, given that we can utilize 90% of the 35.5. Yeah, I expect 32 kilowatt hour available energy. And it has a 6.6 kilowatt onboard charger. The nice thing is that it's liquid cool. The battery is liquid cool. It has a battery heater. I don't expect it to be much in use in winter. So this car will probably coldgate just like every other EV I've seen. And it has a heat pump for heating up the cabin. So yes, the standard recipe. And it has 143 horsepower and 265 Newton meter torque. So pretty standard and kind of a little bit underpowered compared to the newest Leaf or Kona e-Niro e-Soul with 200 horsepower or something, you know. Okay, no other features. It has head-up display and actually electric driver's seat with memory. I like that. Some cars nowadays, like the MG, comes with electric seat but no memory. Then the memory part is actually somewhat important. Okay, just me. And it has adaptive cruise control and lane assist. That's good. Also 360-degree camera. Well, I call it 360 camera. It's not really a 360 camera, but you know what I mean. Similar to Leaf or whatever. So, and it has headlight washer. I was like, ooh, headlight washer. And then I checked the wiper nozzle, and the wiper nozzle is on the arm, the wiper arm. So I was like, oh yes. Norwegians or people living in Nordic climate or cold climate, they know that that is important. I've tested so many cars lately where the front windscreen doesn't really get that clean because of schmutzfest, yes. And it has adaptive LED headlights, so wow, that's nice, man. That kind of premium, I would call it luxury features in a more entry-level car price. Yeah, good shit. And other nice feature, it has 150 watt of Shuko in the front. I'm like, what? I don't know. It should also have 12 volt outlet somewhere, maybe in the center console where you have the armrest or somewhere around there. It's usually around there. 2 USB-A plugs. I would like to see more USB-C in cars coming out nowadays. But it seems to have good space for interior at least. So especially on long trips, you want to put your phone, your water bottle or whatever in those small pockets everywhere, and that car has it. That's great. So the interior seems to be great for long trips, but the battery though, it's not. And also I look at the charge port. It's located on the rear right side, usually where, just like i3 and e-Golf, I guess, just like the Germans, they like to have it on that side. I personally like it on the left side, on the back. But at least the charge port is there, so it shouldn't have any problems with snow cluttering it like you have in cars with the front, yeah, like Kona, Leaf and stuff like that, right? And okay, it has suicide doors. So yeah, just like the i3 has suicide doors. And I was looking for a handle to open the door, but it doesn't. Well, you have to open the front door in order to open the back door. So I can say immediately that this is not going to work as a taxi, because a taxi driver, you will have to open, you have to, the driver has to unbuckle and open the door. It's too clumsy for a taxi. And I guess for other people, the nice thing though is the doors, they open quite wide. They have a very large opening angle. It was over 80 degrees. I think that's pretty massive, so that's great. But the whole suicide door thing, I'm not sure about that. I'm not too big of a fan of it, but okay, they made it very compact. But the MX-30 is a 5-seater. Now the i3 is only a 4-seater. And also, just like the i3, they have similarities, you know. I will come back to that. So this one, the MX-30 will also come with a Rex range extender. Yes, a Wankel motor. Yes, they call it rotary motor, but yeah, I like the Wankel name better. So already I get a little bit of facepalm because it means that this car was not built as an electric ground up. Yeah, it was just like i3, you know, it's based on the fossil. And also it doesn't have a frunk, by the way. Yes, the frunk is probably for the Rex engine, future Rex there. So and just like the i3 also, they tried to make this car very sustainable. So the door panels is made of recycled bottles. Yeah, that's cool. And they have cork in center console and in parts of the door. Parts of the interior has cork. And for you guys who don't know, I didn't know, Mazda used to be a cork manufacturer back in the old days before they started making cars. So it's a little bit of history there, I guess they put it there. I also look at their wheels. Those are kind of huge, man. It's 215/55/18. So I guess you could go higher. You could probably get 19 or even 20 inch. And I think then you have a 40 profile probably. Or for winter, I'm not sure if it look weird if you have 17-inch balloons there, but okay. But one thing though, ground clearance. This car is supposed to be some kind of SUV crossover, but because of the battery down there, then you see that, well, because they were so strict about touching the car, getting close to it. I did bring my measuring tape, but I didn't dare to measure it. But you can see based on the picture, you can compare it with a shoe or whatever, you can see that it doesn't have that much ground clearance. So this is really not a car you want to go off-road anyway. Because of the range, you just want to, it's just a soccer mom, once again, a soccer mom car or whatever, yes. And okay, so we should also compare this to other EVs in the market today. What about this one, the MX-30 versus the MG ZS EV? They are similar priced. The MG has more space. The MG charges faster. When it comes to consumption, I think they should be more or less the same because of the shape of it and so on. But the MG has bigger battery, more range, they mentioned that, so more space. But I feel like the MG has less features, like it doesn't have head-up display. This one has actually 3 displays. It has an instrument cluster, it has a mini display for the climate control. They haven't, they didn't even power up the car when they displayed it here, unfortunately. But I feel like the MX-30 is better equipped. Yeah, but again, just like the i3, you know, at some extent, I guess. Okay, what about versus Zoe? Well, Zoe is a small-ish. Zoe is actually smaller than MX-30 based on what I've seen, but Zoe has way more range. Zoe is the range king among these cars, but Zoe doesn't have adaptive cruise control again. And what else? Well, Zoe also charges only at maximum 50 kilowatt, yeah. And it's also more expensive, slightly more expensive. And then what about Ioniq, the new Ioniq? Well, the new Ioniq is efficiency king still. Well, okay, barely beaten by Model 3, of course. But if you exclude that one, then Ioniq has better range again. It has better efficiency. Space-wise, I feel like it also, Ioniq even has more space because it's longer. It's actually pretty spacious, the Ioniq. My impression is the MX-30 is kind of cramped. And as for charging speed, well, okay, Ioniq cold gates, but at least in summer it has okay charging speed, and because it's so efficient, then it can match the MX-30 and the Zoe in charging speed, because you have to look at the kilometers per hour, and yeah. But then Ioniq is also the most expensive one, yeah. But oh yeah, I forgot to mention something. The MX-30 will come with an app. Yes, you get an app, you can preheat, you can do all that good shit, so that is very needed. But I guess this is all I could do. I couldn't even touch the car or knock on it. I would knock on it, I would put banana boxes on, I would just abuse it so mad that they don't recognize the car when they get the car back. Yes, so the conclusion is that the MX-30 is just a short-range city car with limited space. Supposedly it's supposed to ride and drive good. It has good weight balance and all that. But in the end, what matters for many people is the space and the range and charging speed, yes, based on what I've seen on my channel. So when I'm gonna test this, I have no idea. It's still on this stage. So like I mentioned in the beginning, you know, okay, I missed the press event part. it's too late now. The flight has gone. I just had to wait for when they get press cars in Norway. Fortunately, Norway tends to get these first dibs early. So maybe, I have no idea, let's say April, May this year, maybe I get to borrow a press car and then I will just punish it through all the tests. I'm not sure if yellow test makes sense then, because then it's spring. And then of course, okay, yeah, so one last thing. So many people ask me about when am I going to test the Peugeot E208, when am I going to test it. If you guys actually read the comments from other people, you see that people keep asking about this all the time. At least 2008 people ask me about this. And again, I missed the press event. I was never invited. I guess I had to try to actively get connections with all these car manufacturers eventually. So I missed the press event. Supposedly now we have press cars out there some places, and I also contacted Bertelosteen, which is the importer of this. That I already contacted them a long time ago. I think it was before Christmas, before New Year, and they told me that press cars will come to Norway around February. That was the last thing I heard about it. So you guys can just keep asking, but I just give you the answer now. That just stay patient. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Well, eventually I will get the press car. I will test it. Yes, I just skipped that one. That's actually the most useful test. But ideally, yes, I should fly to every press event. But those tests are kind of shallow and not very useful. In the end, what you guys need is for me to get the press car and test it for 4 or 5 days in Norway. Yeah, that's where I expose all the weaknesses with each car. Oh, okay, but anyway, I think that's gonna be it for now. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.